All right, Shalom. I want to start off as always by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Wachaha Kodash. Daban is unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing his work in truth and sincerity, and also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And in this morning's lesson, I wanted to do a response unto this video here that was put up by CGTN America. And as you can see, the title of the video reads, Data Centers Take Over Affluent U.S. Cities. Now, when you think about an affluent city or neighborhood, mainly you think about Edomites, okay? Because we all know that the Edomites live in the suburban, areas of the American cities and states. They have the best of the best, and it's because the Most High has blessed them, all right? Now, there are certain Jakes who also live in suburban areas, who are doing good for themselves, but it's not the vast majority of Jake, okay? Most Jakes don't live in an affluent neighborhood. Now, I have the word affluent here, just pulled up a quick Google definition, and it says affluent is an adjective that means having a great deal of wealth, prosperity, or resources. It describes individuals, households, or communities that enjoy significant financial freedom and access to an expensive, comfortable lifestyle. We know that ain't talking about the hood, okay? That's not talking about the hood where most Jakes live, okay? These are wealthy communities, right, who have access to an expensive, comfortable lifestyle. So you got Edomites and other heathen nations who live in these affluent neighborhoods, okay? But guess what? The Most High is making these devils build these data centers in these affluent neighborhoods, okay? All praise Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. These Edomites, their communities are being destroyed by the data centers. Just go on YouTube, type in data centers. There are hella protests and meetings and councils from these Edomites about these data centers because of what these data centers are going to do to their communities, right? To their trees, to their farms, to their lakes, to the environment overall. Now, I have done other videos pretty much about this same topic, and these Edomites are pissed, okay? They're pissed. But guess what? This is the Most High will, okay? Since you live in these fancy neighborhoods with, all this land, all this greenery, lakes, and all these things, well, let's build a data center there so they can get access to that land and the resources that you Edomites have. See how the Most High works? Okay. Esau not going to put no data center in the hood. Okay. That ain't gonna happen. He won't have a data center. Jacob rip his ass apart. Esau not putting no data center in Jacob's hood. No, sir. But he can put it where you Edomites are at because you have the resources in the land and all that good stuff, right? In your affluent neighborhoods. So let's play this video here. Lesson shouldn't be too long. But all praise the Most High, man. You devils are getting your just due. Okay? Here we go.
Loudoun Valley Estates in Northern Virginia is about 51 kilometers from Washington, D.C. It's a peaceful, suburban, affluent area, but just across the highway, a revolution is happening. Data centers are everywhere in Northern Virginia, accounting for about 13% of global market share. The proximity to Washington, D.C. historical connections to the beginning of the internet, and cheap energy and abundant water supplies for cooling, as well as generous tax breaks, have made this area the data capital of the United States. But it's starting to take its toll. Residents have increasing reservations.
I think the nature of data centers don't generate too much traffic employee-wise, but I think the construction is obviously the biggest impact. Just the noise, the sound, the hours that they're working has been like the biggest impact, and just overall like comfortability in the neighborhood. Like you driving in, starting to be surrounded by data centers doesn't really make the place feel like a home anymore. And I think now there's questions or concerns of like, will this area eventually either be surrounded by data centers? Like, will we get bought out eventually? Or like, there's some talks around that as well.
The industry says they are being careful, trying to avoid depleting supplies of water and energy, and they argue add investment to the area.
Some data centers absolutely use water. We look to utilize local gray water in certain circumstances where they were not going to utilize it anyways. And so that's a good marriage in that community. We do a lot of that here today. But then a lot of our future designs don't require liquid. It's a closed loop type of system that's very efficient. I think that's one of the ways that we're avoiding, putting any stress in the local water basin.
But there is growing resistance, not just in Northern Virginia. Some local authorities across the U.S. are putting pause on permits for data center development as citizens become increasingly angry at soaring electric and water bills and the disruption to their way of life, with little added employment and worries about the environment and social impact on their states.
What it's taken away is our beautiful sunrise I saw every single morning. Every morning I looked out, there's my beautiful sun. I don't see that anymore. Now we see buildings and cranes, and that's the reason why we moved here, things like that, to live in God's country and not Meta's country.
Oh, yeah. A living God's country, right? Esau like using that term. This is God's country. Shut your ass up, nigga. Your time is up, Esau. And this is why you're gathering with these councils and meetings. Because you feel your precious neighborhoods being overtaken by these billionaires. They don't care about you damn low-level Edomites. All they do is feed you propaganda to make you feel like you're something. You're nothing. All of you Edomites, you're nothing. You're ugly as hell. All of you, okay? You're losing, man. And you can't blame this on black folks or Latino people, right? The immigrants. This is your own people destroying your own neighborhoods, okay? The whole environment is about to be destroyed because of these data centers. It's proven fact. Go look it up. These data centers are heating up the communities, bro. They're destroying the water, the environment, okay? All praise Yahweh Shema Shai. And these data centers, okay, brothers and sisters out there, this is the groundwork for the MOTB. This is why there's a heavy push for these data centers all across America, man. And no country in the world has more data centers than America, okay? Nobody. And yet they talk about the threat of China, right? Nobody has more data centers than Babylon. Hold up. Here we go. The United States has the most data centers of any country in the world, hosting over 4,000 to 5,400 facilities, representing nearly half of the global total. Okay? They got more than anybody, yet they pushing this big threat from China. China, right? China don't have half of the data centers that America got. So these devils, man, they're pushing hard for this MOTB system. Okay? Keep in mind when Donald Trump got into office, man, they talked about the golden age of America, right? Which is pretty much everything going digital. Okay? Everything going digital, man. And this is the groundwork for these data centers. Here we go.
The debate over data centers and the artificial intelligence revolution they fuel is playing out across the U.S. and the world. While many communities want to be part of this key new technology of tomorrow, they want to preserve their way of life, too. Regina Ham, CGTN, Washington.
Okay, so that's the end of that. All right, but I would like to show this video here from Larry Ellison, man. I love to show this video. These data centers are the groundwork for what these Edomites are trying to push. And this is guy Larry Ellison, okay? He was one of the guys who was up there with Donald Trump, who spoke, him, Sam Altman, and then that other guy. I forget his name, that Asian guy. But listen to this, though. Listen to this.
The police will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording, watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
Now, what would they have in place, brothers and you sisters out there? What would Esau have in place to where the cops and all the citizens in America will be on their best behavior? What will the Edomite have to watch all that simultaneously? To where they will know if someone is not on their best behavior. What kind of technology will that take? If you watch this full interview here, because I have watched it multiple times, Larry Ellison speaks about AI-powered cameras, okay? To where these cameras can, track and trace anybody, anywhere. And they can communicate with crazy speed, okay? And they can report you instantly, like over in China. In China, they can recognize anybody at the speed of light. Shit, damn near. They'll call you out, okay? But this is what's coming to America. And most people have no clue about this interview, man. Truly what's coming down the pipe. They have no fucking clue. But here we go. He got more to say.
And it's unimpeachable. The car
is unimpeachable. So you Edomites who are protesting these data centers, you're doing it for nothing. It's unimpeachable. And ultimately, because it's prophecy, that's why it's unimpeachable. This is what the Most High wants. The MOTB gotta come. That surveillance states has to come. All right. This fourth industrial revolution. Here we go.
The cars have cameras on them. I think we have a squad car here someplace. But those kind of applications using AI, if we can use AI, and we're using AI to monitor the video, and if there's a problem, AI will report the problem and report it to the appropriate person, whether it's the sheriff or the chief or whomever we need to take control of the situation. We have, same thing. We have drones. We just, if there's something going on in a shopping center, and I'll stop. A drone goes out there, get there way faster than a police car. There's no reason.
Right. So, if there's a problem at a shopping center, right? I.e., there's a riot, or they going in there looting the place. Larry Ellison said to send a drone out there, Ak. A drone is going to be a part of our daily lives. When some shit happens, Esau going to send a drone out there, which is pretty much a robot, okay? That's equipped with weapons that can, do this and do that. This is where society is heading, bro. And they need the data centers for all this stuff, bro, okay? So when there's a riot or anything happening in the streets, they're going to send a drone, okay? Here we go.
For, by the way, high-speed chases. You shouldn't have high-speed chases between cars. You just have a drone follow the car.
See that? When there's a high-speed chase, we'll just send a drone. So life is going to be different, bro. Normally when you see a high-speed chase, you see the helicopters, right? The police cars on the ground. Larry Ellison said there's no need for that anymore. They have a new way of doing that. They're going to just send a drone after your ass. And trust and believe that drone will be equipped with weapons. Okay? They're going to probably blow your damn car up. Or at least have some kind of system to shut your car down. And by the way, they did pass a law to where all the new cars that are made will have their own shutdown system anyway. Will have their own AI cameras in there anyway to judge your driving. Okay? Inside of my work truck, I have an AI-powered camera that's always watching me all the damn time. And if I do the slightest thing wrong in my car, so to speak, in my truck, whether it's grab my phone, whether it's me not me not being an active driver or whatever, I can touch my face, bro, and that camera will go off and says I'm distracted. I can turn my head a certain way, that camera say I'm distracted, bro, and they report it to everybody in our company. So there's no, oh, I didn't do this or do that. They know everything I'm doing in that truck, bro. Every single thing I'm doing. So they're just a little, precursor to what's coming to all our cars. If you're going to get a car, AI-powered cameras watching you 24/7, so you can't lie and say you didn't do this. Oh, no, they know it. If you're drunk driving, if you're texting and driving, and then you have an accident or cause an accident, they're going to know everything in real time. So these Edomites are dead serious, okay? For a long time, people call us conspiracy theories and you're crazy, you're nuts. But now these things are happening in real time, bro. And these data centers are the groundwork for everything Larry Ellison is talking about, okay? Keep in mind, he was one of the guys who was with Donald Trump as they talked about the Stargate. Okay? Look at him. Larry Ellison, right there. Donald Trump announced the $8 billion, the $500 billion AI Stargate project. Okay? Sam Altman, Larry Ellison. Okay? They were all there. They were all there talking about it.
I don't have too much to add, but I did want to say I'm thrilled we get to do this in the United States of America. I think this will be the most important project of this era. And as Masa said, for AGI to get built here, to create hundreds of thousands of jobs, to create a new industry centered here.
No. If they make AGI, there will not be hundreds of thousands of jobs. If anything, 100,000 of jobs will be lost. Okay? Entry-level jobs will be taken over by artificial general intelligence. These are facts. Larry Ellison knows this. This is why him, Elon Musk, and other tech giants talks about UBI, which is universal basic income, which is basically giving the common person a monthly allowance to make it through the day, so to speak, or make it through that month. Also, that digital currency can have a time limit on it. It can expire, okay? And they give you a date saying, look, if you don't spend this money by such and such date, it's going to expire. So what we're saying about the MOTV is very, very, very real. And I want you brothers and sisters out there to know that, man. This is a real thing, okay? Don't get caught up in the distractions, bro. These Edomites are at work. And they're serious about chipping you, bro. Esau dead fucking serious, man. Here we go.
Here. We wouldn't be able to do this without you, Mr. President. And I'm thrilled that we get to. I think it'll be an exciting project. I think we'll be able to do all of the wonderful things that these guys talked about. But the fact that we get to do this in the United States is I think wonderful. So thank you very much.
Could you just say one word? I hear so many positive things about what it's going to do for medical research and for solving things, cancer and all the different problems. How will AI help us with the fight against the various problems, diseases, etc.?
These guys can maybe share more about some of the work they're doing there. I think they'll jointly be some of the leaders about driving progress here. But I believe that as this technology progresses, we will see diseases get cured at an unprecedented rate. We will be amazed at how quickly we're curing this cancer and that one and heart disease, and what this will do for the ability to deliver very high quality healthcare, the costs, but really to cure the diseases at a rapid rate, I think will be among the most important things this technology does.
Right. So pretty much AI gonna make them gods. Okay. They're gonna heal diseases, right? As Howard Shai did when he was on the scene, when he was instantly healing people. Okay. He didn't need no damn AI or whatever, you know? But this is what the Edomite is coming with. Okay. And the scripture speaks about the magic and all this shit they're gonna be doing, wooing the people. Okay. That's 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. And a lot of people will get taken by this technology, will be wooed by it, because ultimately don't know the Most High, don't know the scriptures. All right. But this is a real thing. Keep your eyes on the swivel, bro. Keep praying, keep fighting, bro. The time is short. Okay. The time is short, man. All praise how about Shemel Shai. Pray to his edifying. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.